My name is Mwabozo Njok, and let me welcome you to Corruption, Tori, the program in which we put the spotlight on issues of corruption in the country. And again this Sunday, as we did last Sunday, we will change the format and language of the program. And as we said last week, when you see what is more important than the yams, you simply sell off the entire barn. So this Sunday again, Ufoma Eguriase will be missing in action. Our corruption story for this Sunday is the second part of the story, Enemy in the House. How NECO officials compromised their own examinations. You're welcome.
This is the corruption story.
Now, but first, let us refresh your memory on the story so far. Signature TV undercover reporter got registered for NECO examinations, though he was not a student of any school. He was offered a service by which he would get the result he wanted without even writing the examinations. This service is called non-appearance service. This, of course, was after negotiation for payment to the proprietors of the school, Fabian Kings and Queens International School, was concluded.
Madam, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm calling from... Eh?
I'm hearing you.
I'm calling as regards NECO exam. I registered NECO with one uncle. I don't even know his name. That man that used to come from Abuja that brings people for exam in your school. I don't know his name now. We only call him uncle.
Okay.
Yes, I'm calling as regards my NECO exam. Which paper did I miss yesterday?
You need economics.
Oh. He said I should negotiate with you as regards my non-appearance.
So if you want to come and see non-appearance, you need to pay.
How much?
You have discussed with me now. Is it not the one that joined you with you?
Yes, that's why. No. That's why he asked me to call you that to know the discount should be able to give me, because he said they cannot give me discount because you are the one in charge.
If I'm collecting from Kaduna here, I'm collecting 35,000.
Now, on the day of the examination for English and mathematics papers, which our reporter sat, it was not just a tale of the absurd, but honestly an expose on how corruption is ruining Nigeria's education. But first, let us even see the interior of this Fabian Kings and Queens International Schools. In the last edition of this program, we described the school as not fit for use as a pig's pen. This structure, however, was approved as a center for NECO examinations. Then the absurd, the shame began to unfold. Apparently, the students knew that the school was an examination fraud center. So they just generally idled away the time while they waited for the answers to the questions to arrive. Some hired writers apparently were stationed outside the examination hall, and when they were done with writing out the answers, they simply forwarded the answers to the smartphone of the coordinating school teachers, and the students who came in with their own smartphones were forwarded the answers simply to copy. Signature TV undercover reporter, of course, received the answers on his own smartphone. Now, as the students struggled to copy the answers, some of them could not even do so, and then a teacher proceeded to read out the answers to them.
14A, 32C, 33C, 34C, 35B, 37C, 36 what?
35.
36.
36.
36, right?
Yes.
36C, 37B, 38D, 39E, 40E.
And yet, for those students who could not copy the dictated answers, a kind-hearted teacher simply wrote out the answers on the board for them. Our picture is not very clear here, but you will see the man writing on the board. Meanwhile, the NECO examiner, the supervisor, who is supposed to ensure that the examination is not compromised, apparently having been compromised herself, simply looked on while Nigerian children destroyed themselves and made a nonsense of their future. Now, after we broke the story last week, the management of NECO reacted in a very responsible manner. Apart from reaching out to Signature Show, they set up a 6-man committee to unravel how, who, and why the examination of NECO, which seeks to preserve the future of Nigerian children through high-quality assessment, got compromised. Last Thursday, that 6-man committee held a meeting with our reporters and our management and resolved to work together to address this ugly challenge. That meeting was to be recorded on video, but the NECO team pleaded that as civil servants, they were not permitted to address the press. But we recorded the audio.
That fateful day, Wednesday, 2nd December 2020, through the Signet television, in which Chief presented a program to allege some of the centers, one of the centers in Kaduna, which is Fabian Kings and Queens International School in Kaduna. Our registrar and the entire board, chairman of the board and its members, they promptly took action on this. And some of this we might have read or seen. And this also prompted the council to set up this administrative committee to look into this alleged infraction and tackle the menace in a view to curbing or eradicating it. Therefore, we are here before you, Chief and your crew, to know and to get to the root of what transpired in the said center in order to identify the culprit and take appropriate action and decision. NECO appreciates the effort, Chief, you have taken in this fight against exam malpractice. And we are ready to cooperate and partner with you to fight this menace. It has become a kind of a hydra-headed monster which has been ravaging the educational sector and giving the examination bodies in the country sleepless nights. Not only NECO. And they come in various forms. Malpractice before the exam, malpractice during the exam, and malpractice after the exam. So, Chief, we are here to investigate that alleged infraction in the said school. Not only that, we also want you to cooperate with us in order to get to the root of this and in order to bring the perpetrator to book.
Well, in the course of the meeting, Signature Show made a commitment that in today's edition of the program, we will provide video proof of NECO official who supervised the examination we wrote, evidence of students copying answers and teachers helping to dictate answers to the students. This pledge we have redeemed in this edition.
This na corruption Tori.
Next week on Enemy in the House, why is the Ministry of Education keeping mum over this matter? Who approved the Fabian Kings and Queens International School for the NECO examinations they are conducting, if they are conducting one? What is the role of the Kaduna State Ministry of Education in this entire scam? And why is the Parents Teachers Association, the very first body we contacted in this story, unwilling to weigh in? That will be next Sunday. I'm Wabuez Njoko. Good afternoon.